Currently on my Minecraft world, I have done quite a lot. But one thing I haven't done is actually upgrade any of my tools and even get good armor. So today I believe it's time for us to actually get geared up and get some diamond armor. Now, of course, I don't want to just get basic diamond armor. I would like to enchant it as well. Now, to actually enchant our gear, we're going to be using something called the enchanting infuser. Now, of course, there are two versions of this, but we're going to be going for the advanced enchanting infuser, as this allows us to choose, modify, and even remove enchantments from our gear. That's pretty good if you ask me. So today we're going to be searching for some netherite as well as getting a new set of diamond armor. Now, how about we come to our little cow friend and get a nice stack of diamonds. That way we can craft ourselves some armor. Now, to actually get the advanced enchanting infuser, we need to first craft an enchanting infuser, which is a lot more simpler to actually craft. Now, of course, I actually have 3 crying obsidian in my inventory, but we do need those amethyst shards and a book. Believe it or not, I do already have an enchantment table that I stole from one of the buildings. So I'm gonna go over and grab it now. It should be right in here. There we are. Now, we do have 1 piece of crying obsidian here, so we're going to need 2 more if we want to actually upgrade to the advanced enchanting infuser. Now, currently, it does seem that I don't have any amethyst, so we're going to have to go and search for a geode to actually get the amethyst. If we go ahead and look at our map, we can actually see that there's an amethyst geode just over this way, so we're going to go ahead and mine over there and see if we could actually find it and get ourselves some amethyst. Well, it does appear that I found it, so let's go ahead and get up there. Let's break on here. Perfect. We got all of the amethyst we'll need. Let's go ahead and run back and craft up what we need. Well, now that we're back on the surface, I'm going to actually go ahead and go into my backpack, grab the materials we need because I threw them all in here, and we're going to go ahead and craft up our first step, the enchanting infuser. Well, now that we have ourselves the enchanting infuser, we need to go ahead and upgrade to the advanced enchanting infuser, which does unfortunately need 2 netherite ingots. And I think the easiest place we're going to be able to get those is at bastions. Or, of course, we could do the classic mining, but it's the fun in that. So I'm going to go ahead and put on our diamond armor real quick, and we're going to go ahead and go loot a bastion. So let me just quickly throw all of this into my inventory, and it's time to go to a bastion I haven't already been to. Now, I have been to a bastion before, but I didn't fully loot it, and it's actually one that's over this way. I believe it's actually right here, and I think it's a treasure bastion, so hopefully we can get some good luck. Now, unfortunately, I went through that entire bastion and only found the single piece of ancient debris, so I'm gonna look on the map and go to another one, see if we can get any luck. And I'll meet you guys back in the overworld once I do get everything we actually need. Well, guys, would you look at that? There's our first netherite ingot. I am searching for the final piece of ancient debris when I remembered that there was this structure over here for a boss that actually has an ancient debris right in the center. So I'm gonna gather some blocks and we're gonna go grab that. And just like that, we now have 4 ancient debris and a singular netherite ingot. So I believe it's time for us to head on back. And yes, I did die quite a couple times in those bastions. And just like that, we have our netherite ingot. Now, I do believe we have everything we need to actually craft up the enchanting infuser. Here we go. Advanced enchanting infuser. Now, really, all I need left to do is craft a whole bunch of bookshelves for this and find the place to go sell it down, which I currently don't have an area to build it. So I think right now I'm just gonna probably place it right out here, or maybe I'll even upgrade my basement and build it down there. Now, running over to our storage, I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of the books in here, which is about 2 stacks. So let's go ahead, get our books in our package, unpackage them, and now all that's left to do is get some wood and craft the bookshelves, which I do believe we have some wood in here. Looks like we have 39 bookshelves, which I actually do think is enough. It's probably more than what we actually need. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this back in here alongside the oak planks, and we're gonna go expand our basement. And I believe we'll probably build the stairs here, so we're gonna have to move this anvil. Now let's dig this out, and let's get to digging. Now, this is actually probably deep enough because I don't think I'll need it very deep. So this should do. So let's go ahead and dig a little bit over here. And that way I can dig this out and we'll have it right smack in the middle of the room. So now I'm just going to dig in the floor one and we're going to go ahead and get our infuser placed down. So we'll place it right in the middle and surround it by all of these bookshelves. Now, of course, that should be all we need, but I'm going to go ahead and finish up and put some bookshelves along just like this, just as a little bit of decoration. And looking at that, that actually looks pretty nice. All that's left to do is do the walls and the ceiling. Well, and just like that, our enchanting room is now complete. And now to actually fully max out our gear with everything, seems as if I'm gonna need 33 levels. Now, I believe that the only way to actually increase my levels is to build an XP farm. Now, in this mod pack, there's actually a thing called the Catacombs, which is a place with a whole lot of zombie and skeleton spawners. And I've actually gone through one of these places and cleared out one of the hallways and got myself 14 spawners right behind me. Now, my idea is we're going to take all 14 of these spawners and throw them into a kind of spawner chamber and build an XP farm that way. But of course, we need a way to transfer all of these spawners back to our base, which is about 600 blocks away. Well, heading back over to the spawners here, we can actually go underneath the spawners, I believe, and we're gonna need to place down our minecart contraption right under here. Turn on this rail, and it should be picked up. All of these spawners now are picked up on the contraption, so I believe if I right-click this, I should be able to pick it up. Perfect. Well, guys, we are back at our base with the spawners, but of course we actually need to figure out a place we're going to want to build this XP farm, as I'm sure it'll be quite sizable. I do believe I'm going to go off in this direction, since going that way is actually towards the beach. I do want to go down a decent amount because I don't want the spawners active while I'm in the area. I do believe this is probably deep enough for what I need this to be. So I believe it's actually time for us to dig out an area. I do believe right here is where I want to build the little mob killing chamber. So let's go and figure out where I'm gonna build the actual spawning chamber. Oh, I'd actually like the mob spawner to be above us. And we have 14 spawners. So maybe we have 2 different spawning rooms, or just one large one. So the center point of the room is about right here. So if we were to mine out 5 blocks in each direction, let's see how big that would get us. Now, of course, I need to see how high we can go, because usually you're supposed to go 10 down and 10 up. So let's go ahead and see how high we can make this room. So the spawners would be about this block where I'm standing on. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go 5 more up. So the spawners would be right here where this block is. So let me dig this out a little bit, and I can even get the spawners placed down. These spawners shouldn't spawn anything, as they do have a torch on top. So let's place the minecart down. Hopefully that has enough room. I actually do believe it does. So we place that down and we get the cart assembler to lock those in place. We can now pick up everything and we have our spawners in place. Alright, well, the top half is done on the farm. I just need to finish up the bottom, which I believe is just about 3 layers more. Alright, well, we have finished digging out the area and it's actually quite big. Pick up the rest of these blocks and then we gotta figure out the water. Now, if I want the killing chamber to be directly underneath, kind of in the center here, might actually be better off having water in each of the corners. If we have a water bucket there, and let's check this side along as this side as well. So looking at everything, I might need to lower down the platform down here at least once, but everything should work fine as long as I lower this down once. I just need to see where they meet, and just like that, it should meet just right in the center. Perfect. And just in case, we're gonna go ahead and place some signs there. So I'm gonna go ahead and place all of the water in. And that way, I don't have to come back in here unless it is to remove the torches on that. So now that everything is linked up into the center, all that's left to do is actually build the killing chamber. And just kill some zombies. Well, literally after just like 5 to 10 minutes of killing mobs, I'm now at level 35, so I'm gonna go ahead and start enchanting my armor. Well guys, that's gonna be it for today. If you did enjoy today's video, please do leave a like and consider subscribing for future uploads. See you in the next one.